So Hasbro Pulsecon has just ended literally about 10 minutes ago, and it was alright. It wasn't anything crazy, at least for what I was paying attention to, which was Star Wars, Marvel Legends, and Transformers. And of those three, only really Marvel Legends had anything crazy. Star Wars did have some good stuff. You know, you had the Vintage Collection stuff, which was all pretty good. You had the new Shadows of the Empire reveals, the Commando droid. Obviously, the new Black Series Luke and Leia are really good, as it's been quite a while since they've released a New Hope version of those two. And Transformers was also having some nice stuff. Obviously, we had a bunch of package refreshes for characters like Cosmo and excuse me, and of Galaxy Shuttle, who were notoriously hard to get when they initially came out in the Velocitron wave. We also had a first proper reveal for Armada Wheeljack, which is awesome. He sadly doesn't come with a minicon of any kind, but he's still really good. It's using the Sideswipe mold, which is a fantastic mold, so great. Nice to see that he's coming soon. Overcharge was also revealed. I think he looks fine. It is the Blitzwing mold, so depending on how you feel about that, then your decision's already been made, but I think he looks okay. But overall, there was nothing crazy or super exciting in terms of reveals for Star Wars or Transformers. We did get some showings for the new Transformers 1 figures, but we have seen Bumblebee and Alita 1 at this point, and while I think Sentinel is interesting, well, I think he's a pretty neat one, as he is a technical triple changer, as he has a robot mode, a vehicle mode, and then a battle mode for his robot mode, which is kind of neat. You know, it's not the most crazy thing we've ever seen. So yeah, as far as, you know, Star Wars and Transformers were concerned, they had a pretty okay PulseCon. But Marvel Legends actually showed off quite a bit, and I kind of just want to talk about it, so that's what I'm going to do. So let's get started here, and we'll start actually with, I believe this was shown on the pre-show. They showed off a prototype of their ROM that's coming out. It's looking pretty good so far. I should point out that this is not a excuse me, this is not the finalized version. They're not going to be using translucent plastic. This is still in the prototype phase, but it's looking good so far. Nice stuff to see. We also got an update on Dragon Man, just showing off a grayscale prototype. They also did confirm that he does have toe joints. Cool. He also has an articulated tail. It is the bendy wire version, which it's, you know, it is what it is. I'm not the biggest fan of bendy wire tails. I prefer, you know, more of a ball jointed segment idea, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain too much about it. Dragon Man is looking nice. He is also still on pre-order right now as a made to order figure, so if you want him, get him while you can. He'll be open, he'll be up for pre-order, I think, until the midpoint of October, I believe, the 17th. They also did just do a quick refresher on Kang, just talking about the throne and the multiple faces that he comes with, but, you know, c'est la vie, we already know about this stuff. So let's get into the more interesting reveals, which they started off with a Spider-Man reveal, which I initially thought was going to be a follow-up from their last Marvel Legends stream, where they teased the Ultimate Spider-Man. As it turns out, no, they're going back to the animated series with the VHS 2-packs, with another Spider-Man. Yeah, it's Spider-Man and the Vulture, which is a pretty good 2-pack. It's a bit surprising. I wasn't expecting them to make another Spider-Man. This is, I think, technically, I guess it's the first one they've done in these 2-packs, but we've gotten the Walmart Spider-Man that we had previously, and then also we had the original retro-carded Spider-Man, so this is the third time they've done it, and weirdly enough, they've used the Sunfire body for some reason, which is very, very strange. You can tell it's the Sunfire body by the way the shoulders sit. They don't perfectly align properly. It's the same body they also used for the Scott Lang Ant-Man. It's a decent body. I'm confused as to why they bothered using this one when they do have the excuse me, the Renew Your Vows version or the Amazing Fantasy version there, but it still looks good. It still looks nice. The big change here is that you do have grabbing hands to hold a separate mask piece, and he comes with two different heads. He comes with a Peter Parker head, but he also comes, interestingly, with a Flash Thompson head that you can use, which is really cool. I had actually completely forgotten that Flash had dressed up as Spider-Man at some point in the show, so that is a cool way to do things. It does give a little bit of extra value for this, helps justify it, if we're being completely honest. Yeah, I think this will be a decent Spider-Man. I don't think it's going to be, like, better than what we've gotten with the previous animated series ones, but it is pretty good. But let's talk about the actual big thing here, which is Vulture. I'm looking at the promo pics right now, and it looks like it's using a similar system to the previous Vulture figure, where I think they had the wings sort of set on different parts of the forearms and biceps, which is fine. I can't tell exactly what body they're using. I think it's the Vulcan body with just some extra new pieces for his armor, but I can't tell exactly. Still looking really good. Glad that they have the old man head and the young man head. Obviously, I'm still undecided. I'm honestly still undecided as to which head I want to use. I think it's just going to depend. But yeah, this 2-pack is looking really nice. It is the final 2-pack they're going to be doing this year in the VHS line. Rounding things off alongside the Doctor Strange Morbius 2-pack and the Daredevil Hydro Man 2-pack. So yeah, it's a pretty strong looking show here. Moving on though, we then get into the main reveals for Pulsecon, which was Secret Wars. I actually had not realized it. It is the 40th anniversary of the original Secret Wars comic and toy line. There are so many anniversaries this year, because you've got the Ninja Turtles anniversary, you've got the Transformers anniversary, Godzilla's got his 70th anniversary this year, and here we are now with Secret Wars having its 40th anniversary. So what better time than now to release a Secret Wars line based off the toy line, and we start things off with the Beyonder. And I had forgotten how goofy the Beyonder's original comics appearance looked like. You never actually see him in the original Secret Wars. You never see his actual, his actual human body. He never had a human body in the original comic, but in the sequel series, this was how he looked. It's a very goofy, very 80s design, but it is pretty nice. He does come with a miniature version of Battleworld, which is really, really cool. And he also comes with the shield weapons that the original toy line had, where they've got their face printed on it. It's very goofy, but very endearing in that regard. Alongside that, though, obviously, Beyonder wasn't the only thing they showed off. They also showed off Titania. I guess this is making use of that She-Hulk mold they made. She's looking pretty nice, pretty good. Not the craziest reveal, or not the most interesting to talk about. It is just a straight reuse of the She-Hulk mold as far as I can tell, obviously with some new pieces. But it is a nice one to finally get our hands on, because I don't think they've done a Titania in Marvel Legends, and if they have, it has been quite a while, so nice to have that there. Also, they did give us a nice comparison with the previous released She-Hulk from the Iron Man Retro line. Moving on, though, we now get to see the brown suit Wolverine that we had initially seen a couple months back at, what was it, Comic-Con or something? Not Comic-Con. I can't remember what event was back in, July. But yeah, this guy showed up back in just some of the display shelves. We initially, what the community thought was that this guy was part of the video game pack alongside those Sentinels that were announced around the same time that were based off the X-Men arcade game. The initial thought was that this was going to be an arcade Wolverine, but no, this is a Secret Wars Wolverine. Nothing too crazy. Some nice head sculpts. It's nice to see a masked Wolverine sort of enjoying what he does, so to speak, having that smirking face. But yeah, this is the classic Wolverine body that we've seen before. It was used with X-Men 97. It was used with what was the previous Wolverine that I'm thinking about? I can't off the top of my head. It was the Hot Claws Wolverine. That's what I'm thinking of. It was used with that Wolverine. It's pretty much the standard Wolverine buck we've been having before we now have the new astonishing Wolverine buck that's just come out now. Looks really cool. Looks really nice. Nothing else really to say. It is the standard Wolverine. Next up, though, is the classic Iron Man coming in. And this was an interesting one because, holy shit, he has rollerblades. What a fun little thing to add. He never used those in the original Secret Wars comic, but I do like the excuse to bring him back in, seeing as how this is classic Iron Man. This is the, I believe, Marvel 80th anniversary Iron Man. I believe specifically it's based off of the hologram Iron Man that was used a couple years back. Basically, no major retooling here. He just comes with a lot more. Obviously, I mentioned the endearing and silly rollerblades, but he also comes with a gun. Just a straight up gun, which was apparently part of the original toy line. That's so strange, but you know what? I'm kind of for it. I like it. I like that little throwback to the original toy line. And obviously, you also notice that the shield he has with his face on top of it is of Tony Stark. Apparently, that's also just to be accurate to the toy line. They did mention that they are well aware that it wasn't Tony who was Iron Man in Secret Wars, it was Rhodey, but they're going with toy accuracy as far as the shield is concerned, which is fine by me, not a big deal. Then we get to Captain America. We get to the two big ones. Captain America is first, and man, oh man, oh man. So I'm pretty sure this Cap is just like the Iron Man and Wolverine before him. This is reuse. It is based off of, I believe, the 80th Captain America. I think it's might be taking some cues, though, mainly also from not taking cues. This was also the Captain America used for the Toy Biz 20th anniversary, or I guess Marvel Legends 20th anniversary Captain America. Man, I didn't think that 20th anniversary one could be outdone. This guy, though, looks incredible, and the big selling point here is that shattered shield. Oh man, it's in 3 separate pieces. So one that you can use, that he can clip onto, it's the standard shield clip, and then also he has 2 broken pieces that you can just lay on the ground, and man, oh, it is incredible looking. Really nice Captain America. I honestly, I was kind of thinking of getting the Bayfex or Mezco. I was kind of, comparing between the two, but now I'm kind of thinking, should I just go back to the Marvel Legends again? Because I initially had the 20th anniversary one, and I was like, yeah, this is really good, but I don't know, with Mayfex coming out, I wasn't sure, so I sold it off, and I was thinking I'll go into Mayfex, and now I'm seeing it again with these. It's not even that different, but also it's different enough to make me second guess myself. Oh boy, make up your mind, Azura, make up your mind. Oh man. But obviously we have one more figure that they showed off. Well, one more figure in the Secret Wars line that they showed off, and it is a big one. It is the Secret Wars symbiote Spider-Man. Oh, what a nice looking dude here. So we've had a few symbiote Spider-Mans, as one would expect. Most of them, though, have been on the retro body. We had that initial one in the retro line, and then we had the 2-pack with Carnage in the VHS line, which was just a straight Renew Your Vows repaint, just with some extra cell shading. This one, though, is not that. This guy is the amazing fantasy body that they're using for this one. And I gotta be honest, I think this guy's gonna be the best Marvel Legends symbiote Spider-Man. I haven't really talked much about the amazing fantasy body on this channel. I've mentioned it briefly in my Marvel Legends Wolverine video, but in spite of what everybody else thinks, I actually think this is the best Spider-Man body they've made. I know a lot of people will say stuff about the retro body, the Renew Your Vows body, and how good it is, but I think, point for point, this is the best Spider-Man body. I think it articulates the best. I think it looks the best proportionally for what I kind of expect Spider-Man. You could argue about height, but I'm not that bothered by it. This guy is great. Comes with all the standard accessories you would expect. He also comes, interestingly, with an extra head, which I wasn't expecting, giving him that squinted eye look. Nice. Really, really nice. So this Secret Wars pack so far is looking really, really good. It's also going to be a nice little complimentary thing to have alongside the already released, what was it? Captain Marvel, the Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel. I believe she's also known as Photon, and Doctor Doom that they released last year. Looking really, really good. Really strong showing from Marvel Legends. The last two things they showed off was just the fan vote reveal, where, you know, the audience gets to choose what they get to show off. And in this instance, we get to see the X-Force Nightcrawler, which is looking really cool. I think it's just a repaint of the previous Nightcrawler body we've seen that was used with the X-Men 97 Nightcrawler. No problems there. That was a pretty good body, so I think we'll be seeing some nice stuff here. The very last thing they showed off, obviously they did a tease. They showed off this weird warped head sculpt, which I'm pretty sure is a mask, and I'm pretty sure is teasing at Chameleon. Now, I don't know which version of Chameleon it is. It could be a classic one, but given all of the retro stuff they've been doing with the Spider-Man franchise recently, I'm going to assume that this is the 90s animated Chameleon. I don't know if that really is going to be it. Well, actually, you know what? I say it's going to be 90s animated Chameleon, but I'm just sort of remembering now. Animated series Chameleon never used, like, masks and stuff. He had, like, his belt allowed him to sort of change how he looked. So this is actually probably going to be a classic Chameleon, like a classic comic Chameleon. So I have no problems with that either. We've really needed a Chameleon for a while now in the Marvel Legends line, so this is going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. And that's it. That is everything they showed off. Pulsecon was pretty uneventful for the most part, but I think the Marvel Legends team had a really, really strong showing. This Secret Wars line looks really, really good. Dragon Man is also looking nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick him up yet because it is very expensive, but we'll see. The VHS 2-pack is ending on a pretty nice note, and of course Kang is also a nice thing to see. So that's all I gotta say about that. Most of these guys should be going up for pre-order later today. If not, they're already up for pre-order now, actually, now that I think about it. I know for a fact that Kang and the VHS 2-pack are going to be going up for pre-order today. So if you guys are interested, go take a look at Hasbro Pulse. The VHS 2-pack is going to be available exclusively, I believe, on Hasbro Pulse. I think everything else should be available via regular retail, so keep an eye out for them. But that's all I got to say about that. What did you guys think about Pulsecon? Do you think it had a crazy good reveals? Do you think that the Marvel Legends team did as well as I'm hyping them up to have? Or do you think, for the most part, it was just kind of middling all around? Let me know in the comments. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later!